Hi, welcome back to my cup of TV with Jenny,
JD,
Erin, and Kat.
So, The Vampire Diaries, Season 2, Episode 6, Plan B. Who might need a Plan B? So please remember to like, comment and subscribe. I don't know how far ahead we are on Patreon, but it's quite a way. You have no idea what future you have seen.
No. I'm jealous of future me.
Yeah. Ugh, morning breath.
I know, I always think that.
Elena and I were kind of taking a pause.
Really? That's not what it sounded like this morning. Light sleeper.
That's not creepy.
You didn't eat much.
Oh, my heart breaks for her.
Good news. You're really just gonna pretend like I don't exist?
Yes.
It's not like I died or anything.
Are you really dead?
Yes and no.
Also, she didn't ask for it.
No.
She was a victim.
Does Elena know you're here?
They're a cute little group, I like them.
Well, that's that curse, cool. Yeah, supposedly vampires and werewolves.
Oh, he just wants to be involved.
The curse on them to limit their power.
Where was the stone now?
Tyler.
Can you get it?
Yeah. See, now your life has purpose. So you do believe it?
It's the same book that says a werewolf bite kills a
I
vampire.
don't want to keep things from you, but you made it pretty clear where you stand with the whole vampire thing. So that makes me the odd man out. No, Bonnie, of course not.
It does a bit though.
I know where I stand, Elena. And I know where you stand. But where do we stand?
It's
Not
hard,
yet,
isn't
I
it?
just-
To
She's a vampire.
respect each other's decision, but
Don't want to rub it in her face about, you know, her and Stefan when that's a very sore subject for them.
I wasn't expecting you here. Or anywhere. It's a little accident. But I'm fine now.
Now this is the Stefan I like.
I saw Elena
You saw Elena?
But it's not Elena.
kissing her.
No, Bonnie, Elena wouldn't kiss.
It's someone who looked like her word.
Bonnie, your new job is just walk around brushing everyone's arm as you do.
I have to fill Elena in on what's going on. Can you play nice, please?
No, he cannot.
They're a threat to Elena. But you, witch, are going to get over yourself and help us.
Yeah, he meant that as a question.
Absolutely.
He's like a demon interpreter.
Hey, let me give you a hand.
Sorry.
Oh!
As long as you have blood, you don't need to kill.
But on a healthy diet, I can control it.
I love her so
I'm getting
much.
better at it.
She's got such a good attitude to be a vampire.
But when life gives you lemons,
This is really sweet though, because she's showing her mum she still has her humanity.
there's water.
Like a sewer.
No, like well,
I love how her powers are evolving.
Yeah.
well, I can come with you. No, it's okay. Sure.
Oh, I hope this is a good step for them.
How you know her? What's she up to?
But it's quite personal for him.
I was
It's
just
someone
I
that
was just
Catherine's
thinking,
chosen.
he's jealous.
She's like her in the skin.
You have to wonder though, when you can move at vampire speed, why would you walk slowly anywhere?
I suppose it must take a lot of his built up energy.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be there.
But I am.
Again, if you'd have gone at vampire speed, she wouldn't have been able to keep up.
Some moonstone is down there.
I spend all my time going, is it Katherine? Is it Elena? Is it filled with the vein in there?
He's not going to be able to get out. I was wondering this whole time, I was like, is it a trap? But then who's been in on it? Bonnie?
No, it's Mason.
Ooh. Well, if it's Mason, that says a lot about who he trusts and who he doesn't.
Yeah.
Don't jump in, don't jump in.
Why's she here?
She's here with me. Why you acting jealous?
Yes, he's very jealous.
I just realized I don't offer you anything to eat.
Oh, he hit a nerve there.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
Oh, even Jeremy's like, ugh.
Blah, blah, blah. I really want someone to go, Stefan stuck in the well.
You ready?
That is so old. That's so old and timey.
Lassie.
Yes.
See, me being young, didn't think of Lassie. I thought of Toy Story. You know, in like Woody's Roundup, they have that whole thing.
Next thing we'll go, there's a snake in my boot.
Ooh, he's like melting.
God, what's he going to come out like?
The hill wants
Very slowly though.
So I mean, this entire thing was a trap, so who said it?
Mason,
Ready
to
for
keep
you?
Katherine out. You need to set it for them.
That's a good point.
Ooh. There's a snake!
In the well, not the boot.
Might be in her boot soon. Do we need to start wondering how poisonous snakes are?
Just take the fucking box with
Yeah,
you.
exactly. Now get out.
Oh, there's lots of them.
Is the chain back down there or what?
Yeah.
Now, why would a vampire help a werewolf break a curse that keeps them from turning whenever they want?
So I wouldn't have to turn anymore.
Why?
Because she loves me.
Oh.
Now I get it. You're just stupid.
What are you gonna...
Just want to take a walk, Jeremy.
No.
Stay. No, you should go.
Tell Tyler. What is happening?
No, don't kill him.
He has no reason to kill him.
He
To kill Mason.
He's an enemy.
tried to kill him in the last episode.
That's Mason.
If they hadn't found out he was working with Katherine, they would have killed him already.
Curses. Over. Oh, I know. I've been where you are.
Still is.
Katherine will only rip you. Let me do it for her.
Ooh!
Put it back.
Pretty handy
Put
with it.
it back.
Yeah, it's the seesaw.
Table.
They're cute.
They're so cute.
You want something nice to happen for Jenna, aren't you?
And for Rick.
Yeah, yeah.
Bonnie wasn't mean to me once, and I really think it's progress, you know? What?
This strong, this confident person.
Oh,
You don't have to take my memories away.
Oh god, I hope she's not lying.
I was going to say, I don't fully trust that.
I'm going to take you home. You're going to forget that I'm a vampire. You'll remember you got sick with the flu. You got better. And then your selfish little daughter, who loves you, no matter what, went right back to ignoring you. And all is right in the world.
Ooh. Last number down. I wonder who that could possibly be.
No, don't provoke.
Oh.
Mason should have been here an hour ago.
Grown boy toy.
You have no idea what you've just done.
Did I put a kink in your master plan? I'm so sorry.
Do you honestly believe that I don't have a plan B? And if that fails, a plan C, then a plan D, and you know how the alphabet works, don't you? So am I allowed to step in?
Oh. Problem is, at least they had an idea about what that plan was.
Yeah.
Now they know nothing.
Do you know the easier was to get inside of your house? To replace Aunt Jenna's vervain perfume, to convince her to stop drinking her special tea. No.
What? Let's get that knife off, Jenna.
Let's apply for tea. Jenna actually listens to me. So, when I suggested the world would be a much better place if she was just,
Whoa.
Oh, no.
You get the idea.
Why'd she have to do that? She's just an innocent pawn.
Mason headed back to Florida.
What?
I'm sorry, honey.
Is he going to think it's just because he gave
So,
him the moonstone?
I guess it's...
You must really feel like you've dumped all this information on me and then you fucked off.
Yeah.
I need a werewolf, and I've lost the one that I had.
That's Matt.
Now
Is
tell
that
me
Matt?
what you're going to do to help me get a new one.
I'm going to go after Tyler Lockwood.
No!
And you're not going to stop
No!
I'm not going to stop
until
he kills me.
No! Absolutely not! I don't want more of that! No! No.
Okay. So, you're right, Erin.
Yeah, great. Just great. Do you just hear us say things and then sit there? The thing is, when we watch these reactions back,
Yeah.
I'm always very interested to see your face when we say certain things. I'm like, oh, I want more Matt. And then you're like, I know what's coming. Do you do smug faces?
I think I might smirk. I can't hold it. You know me. Was it duping delight? So shall we start with Mason?
It's a shame.
I know.
Shame. I don't know what his story would have been if he'd stuck around, but I certainly didn't want him to disappear.
Yeah, I think it's more of, I think from Tyler's point of view, as much as he doesn't want anything to do with it, and it was one of those, he wanted the information, but he said to him, when you know this, you'll wish you didn't.
Yeah.
But it's like, now I've got that information, and the only person I can talk to about it, you've gone.
Mm.
Which in a way, actually, he's got Jeremy knows, so maybe that will...
He's not going to have Jeremy, though, probably, because there's going to be this secret between them. Now, you're telling me Jeremy's going to be the same? Be able to be the same with him? Because he was involved.
Yeah,
if he
knows.
hadn't have gone and said that the moonstone could have stayed at the bottom of that well, covered in the vervain, and Mason would have been around it, at some point, that's going to come out.
You see, Mason wouldn't have been around because, remember, the last episode, he tried to get Steph and Damon killed, so there was no way that Damon was going to let him live. In a way, there wouldn't have been the torture and everything if he didn't need the information, but he would have been killed either way, I think.
I know, but then I feel like Jeremy wouldn't have been...
He wouldn't have been involved.
He wouldn't have been involved in it, and...
But he clearly wants to be involved, which I completely understand.
I don't think you could know all of this stuff going on and not be a part of the world.
Yeah.
It's,
He doesn't want to be kept in the dark anymore. He wants to know.
and is it more dangerous just to pretend it's not?
And when you look at
happening?
Jeremy throughout, obviously he had Vicky, he lost Vicky. What other friends does he have? These are the only people he has. So you can see,
Anna, didn't he? And he lost Anna.
you can see why he wants to connect and be with them, because that's the only
And
people he
have
has.
a purpose.
Yeah.
But where else are we now going to get our little werewolfy fulfillment from? Because I don't want to get werewolves and then have them gone. I want... So is either going to be Tyler or is Jeremy going to become one? Like,
can't,
Jeremy
though.
can't become one.
Because it has to be. It's like a curse that goes down through. The
oh,
male
then the
line.
family, of course, yeah.
So we'll have to get.
So it has, okay,
a new
so
character.
Tyler, like, yeah, I don't want to lose that. Do you know what I mean? It's all these threads of fantasy and all these things of witches and where was that? And like, we had one and then now it's gone. It's kind of like, oh.
Well, I hope Matt doesn't die.
That's
Because that would be Tyler's turning curse, wouldn't it?
let's not.
If she's making Matt pursue Tyler until he's dead and Tyler kills Matt, that's his turning curse, isn't it? That's his
Which
catalyst.
to me very much confirms that Mason's friend going after him and him killing his friend in self-defence was her
Oh, for
compulsion.
sure. Yeah.
Very much confirms
Yes.
it.
She's been so she's been plotting.
Yeah.
But I think it also confirms that Damon was right when he said to Mason, she doesn't love you, mate, she's using you, and we've all been there. Like,
Yeah.
But Mason obviously had his doubts because he hid that at the
in
bottom
the
of the well
in
of
the
the vein.
vein, yeah.
So
Yeah, but there was definitely a tinge of jealousy in that from Damon.
oh
'cause
yeah,
you
there was
said,
definitely.
you were like, oh, we don't normally see Damon doing the torturing.
no.
That's because that was personal.
As soon as he
Because he
said,
usually gets Stefan. Damon usually just stands there asking the questions while Stefan does the dirty work.
as soon as when they were having the conversation, he said he's a surfer, and I was like, oh, that's just like such a
low blow.
low immature blow.
Yeah.
He's obviously like,
The immaturity.
how could she? He's like such a surfer.
Like you said, I see myself a less dashing, less intelligent version.
Yeah.
It's almost like they get frozen in time as vampires, and yet part of Damon has not matured, despite the fact he's been alive for a very long time. He's still like this 22-year-old sort of like.
I think he's made a lot of his feelings or whatever it is with Katherine such a humongous part of his personality because he spent all of those years trying to rescue her. Then that's obviously we all know what's happened there. It's going to be such a driving force for him. But where he said to Elena, I aggravated her.
Yeah.
That's guilt.
Yeah,
He feels
knows,
some
yeah.
guilt, and how interesting compared to when we literally first saw him. Nothing. I wonder. I feel there's going to be loads of bumps in the road, but I wonder what, say, like season. How many seasons are there?
8.
I feel like imagine what season 5 Damon's emotional range could become.
Yeah, I think it's the first time we see him kind of think or look at the impact of his actions.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
He had
just
nothing to lose
operate.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't just. I want to do this, so I'm gonna operate
Yeah.
on my own. It's. I
think as well
that's
he likes
scary.
Jenna. Like who
Who doesn't?
Yeah,
I mean,
she's just an
he
innocent
likes
pawn, yeah.
Jenna, he's.
let's be honest, if
Yeah.
it wasn't for the fact that she's Elena's aunt and they live together, he so would have made a pass at Jenna.
Yeah.
I'm straight and I want to make a pass at Jenna.
Yeah, but she's on the ball. She's that sassy, won't take your shit, I see you.
Yeah. What Katherine does, whereas Damon needs information from Mason, so he tortures Mason. Katherine is I want something from you, so I'm going to hurt everyone around
I'm
you
going to find your weakness
because that is most people's weakness,
and
isn't it?
exploit it. Yeah, she's savage.
At what point
She's cruel.
are they going to have to say, we're going to need to tell Jenna, or we're going to need to tell Matt what's going on, because everyone they're interacting with in their circle of people knows what's going on, and them not being in the knowledge is making them vulnerable.
Yeah.
So I'm loving Caroline.
I know.
I feel like she's finally like being a vampire. She's involved and she can help.
Yeah.
So whereas before she was kind of left out a little bit and blah blah. Now she's there and she's like, yeah, I'll pull Stefan out of a well.
She's purpose. She's
Yeah,
power,
she's-
and she has
yeah,
purpose. You know, oh no, I'll talk about Katherine first. Not Katherine. Talk about Caroline first, because
That scene broke you.
it's just actually how wholesome she is. It was the putting in the little details. I made you soup. It was a bit too salty. And
She made it real for their relationship.
yeah. She could have left in there. We sat. We had a really good chat.
Yeah.
We've bonded.
Yeah.
We've done this, but she didn't. And that she understands her mum is her mum, but Stefan and Damon, they're gonna have to become her family.
Yeah.
Because
She
her
did-
mum's gonna
yeah.
go.
She had that conversation to protect them. Like,
Yeah.
because she could have left it like her mum said, you don't need to, blah, blah, blah. And she could have gone, oh, okay, that's really nice. And she didn't. She was like, I trust you.
It's also to protect her mum, because she
Yeah.
could have, like you said, I did this, we had a really good chat, but she's like, no, I'll go back to ignoring you. She's keeping the distance in the relationship to protect her mum, as much as she might want to dive into that opportunity to get closer to her mum. She's actually overriding her own selfish desires, and she's keeping that distance there, which is really sad.
I think what I loved in that scene is, as much as we're seeing Caroline as this strong young woman now that she's a vampire, we saw her act like a teenage girl when she sat there and was like, and then I pulled Stefan out the well, and then Bonnie was there, and she wasn't mean to me once, you know, and it was such
She wants
a
validation from her mum,
but it was such a teenage girl
Could make me sad again.
way of looking at it, you know. Bonnie helped.
Yes.
Bonnie's coming down off her high horse a little bit.
I think it's very difficult for Bonnie because as much as we're all going, Catherine's the victim here. She didn't ask for that.
Caroline.
Sorry. Catherine. That's the difficulty because at some point, we don't know if, say, Catherine ever asked for it, but at some point, these vampires were victims, and it's how long does that they were a victim excuse kind of work for before you say, now it's their own doing. And I do feel like Caroline is still within that. She didn't ask for it, this was not her fault, as much as we can see and say that. If I was in Bonnie's position, I can't pretend that I would rationalise it as much as that.
I think at least she hasn't ruled out ever being Caroline's friend. She's clearly just in a place of, I need to distance myself. And I did like the conversation between Bonnie and Elena, where basically it's that kind of, where are we? Because we're respecting each other's position. We're not trying to convince each other otherwise, which I think is very fair.
Yeah.
But where do we go with that? Because everything going on in Elena's life is to do with vampires. So if Bonnie doesn't want to be involved, she doesn't want to go to Bonnie and then be like, I want to talk to you about all this.
I thought it was good because the conversation of where Bonnie was at the house with Caroline, that's the first time she's actually had a chance to encounter and chat with Caroline since she saw Caroline freshly vampired kill that dude in the parking lot.
No,
so
she made her the ring the other week. Last week.
Oh, okay, yeah. But I don't think she's really... I mean, even then, I think Caroline was still a little bit uppity and figuring everything out. But I think her seeing Caroline now was a much calmer state, whereas the dust is kind of settling and Caroline's finding her place and whatnot, and her thirst has calmed down and whatnot. So I don't know, I just think it was good because Bonnie could see, again, her humanity and her old friend and who she was when she was like, oh, you know, I can help you with that. And she was like, no. And then she was like, oh, all right then. You know what I mean? So it was a chance encounter, but it was good because Caroline was more like her old self.
Well, that's the thing I think that's going to be for Bonnie is that she met Damon and Stefan. They're already vampires. So to see Caroline is still Caroline. I think that's a bit like with her mum. She needs to see not a monster, but her daughter is still her daughter.
So I mean, those first few encounters, Caroline was all over the place, understandably, because of all the change and whatnot, but now it's like she was a bit more settled.
I think as well, one of the things that we're not maybe appreciating as much is when Bonnie was talking to Elena, she said something along the lines of, when we lost Caroline, and then when Liz said, like, are you actually dead?
Yeah.
I think because we're seeing, oh, Caroline's still going to be in this because this is how vampires operate. But for those guys, it is coming to terms with, you're walking, talking around, but my friend or my daughter has actually died. That part of them's gone. And what a weird grieving place to be in, that you're still seeing this person, but then they're not really there.
When you think of Liz, the sheriff, her daughter died and she didn't notice.
Yeah.
Think of the impact of that.
Yeah.
Potential guilt.
Yeah.
And the idea that the future that she would have thought that she had for her daughter, and for Bonnie, the future she thought of their friendship is going to be so very different now. And the idea that you'll leave them, but they're going to go on, that's got to be a real brain
and that she's very much feeling like, because I don't want to be a part of that, or I don't agree with that, I'm now the outsider to everyone. Although she did help, all I Dome said, because it's a threat to Elena.
Yeah, she did help in the end, and I think.
But do you know what? As much as he says snarky things to her, we are seeing him at several points trying to. No, he thanks her like he's.
Yeah, he makes a point
getting
to
over
be
himself.
Thank you. Like he's a bit snarky. What did he call her?
He calls her judgy.
Yeah, judgy.
But as soon as Mason reached out to grab at her, he was straight in there like, no, I don't have to like her, but you cannot hurt her. And I mean, slightly messed up morals, but it is Damon. But
I think
They're
it's
getting
a Damon
better.
going, this is my witch, you can't. Like, this is,
That's true.
mine,
this is,
mine.
You know
yeah,
what?
this is my witch.
It sounds a bit like his thing with Stefan. It's
Yeah.
like, I can be horrible to her and I may want to kill her, but no one else gets to kill
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
It's interesting though, isn't it, how if you have these emotional investments, they can creep up on you. Like, he might not have realised that actually he was learning to give a shit about Jenna, about
Yeah.
Elena, about Bonnie, things like that. Like, because for so long he's just been on this mission of, I must free my one and only love, Katherine, and then he got massively rejected, and he's just walking around being an arsehole with no consequences and no connections other than Stefan. I reckon that as much as they hated each other, whatever their love-hate relationship, he still would have cared. But he hasn't had any connections, so where he's developing this little network of people, as much as he might not want to admit to himself that actually he does care, he is... Do you know what I mean? And they're the first people in a long time to clap back at him and be like, you're being a dick, like, what's your problem?
Secretly enjoying this part of a team thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's like I'm doing a diabolical plan, but with friends.
Like when Jeremy follows him around.
Oh, I
he's
love
like,
that.
Oh, go away.
Yeah, but
That really
secretly he
is like-
likes it. It's like if you have a puppy and a dog or a cat and you get a kitten and they're like, go away. But then when the kitten's gone, they're like, oh, where is it?
What I really enjoy about Damon and Jeremy is that Jeremy seems to be looking for this older brother thing, but he doesn't want Stefan. No. Damon's the one.
Yeah.
What I love about that is that Jeremy is also smart. He knows everyone else is telling him you can't be involved, you can't help no matter what. Whereas he knows that Damon, if I have something useful for Damon, Damon will let me come.
Yeah.
If you've got me into this show and then you're going to take away Matt from me, I'm aware that we're going to lose people along the way. Blah, 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 blah.
If somebody else figures that out and intervenes, that maybe they could save Matt.
But he
So
is...
all is not lost.
He is he's so unprotected though, because he has no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
He has no family around him. No one's dosing him with Vervain. No one's looking like, hey Matt, you been compulsed recently? No.
Yeah.
So who's keeping an eye on him?
We haven't talked about Jenna stabbing herself.
But the thing is, when I saw her chopping, I was like, should take that knife away from her. But also, I feel like, yes, it was horrific, but I didn't think she was going to die because that's not Katherine's style. She's like, warning shot.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
going to show you my power. I'm not necessarily going to...
But how long... This is what is worrying, though, is... It's not like she goes, right, plan A didn't go right, let me switch to
No,
plan
she's
B.
set 'em up.
She's got...
She's-
There's
it's like
parallel...
chess.
She's got her
Yeah.
backups in place, like how easily she could...
Yeah, so she had already been in the house telling Jenna not to drink her special tea. So she'd been doing that for a while to get to the point where she could compel Jenna.
But how? Oh, I suppose she doesn't need to. She could just, as Elena,
She just walks in as
take
Elena,
take the
yeah.
cup away. Oh, take that necklace off. I'm not really don't like it, or this or that. If I was Elena, though, by this point, I would have changed my hairstyle or just kept doing something just to make it a little bit harder for
Tell you what I
Katherine.
did notice in this one is that when Elena was on the phone to Katherine, I was thinking, she's even changing her tone of voice and the way that she speaks between the two characters.
It's so good. We've said it when we've seen her play Katherine. It is...
Because Catherine's got a bit
Amazing.
of almost like a croak to her voice when she speaks.
It's so cool. I'd love to see an interview. And so this is a bit off where like we saw J-Hope interview.
Yeah.
But how fun would it be to see an interview where Katherine interviews Elena and like
Yeah.
Nina Dobrev does that and flips between the two. How fun would that be?
Very
Does that
cool.
exist? Can we watch it?
Okay. So that was our reaction to season 2, episode 6 of The Vampire Diaries. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.